What up, all my fight fans? So, I want to ask you guys something. Do you guys think Dillon Dannis is by far the black eye of MMA? Because it just seems like this guy cannot keep himself out of the news. I know I never talked about him. Really, this is my first time ever talking about him. And it's weird. It feels weird talking about him because it's just like, that's what he wants. It almost feels like that's exactly what he wants. He wants you to talk about him. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to have any kind of contest, whether it be boxing or MMA. He just wants to be talked about. He wants to be paid to be talked about. It almost seems like he wants to be more of a personality than a fighter. And let's start from the beginning. He was scheduled to do a boxing match with KSI, and I believe it's supposed to be next week. It was supposed to be next week. He backs out, and they asked him what the reasons were, and it turns out that he's underprepared. Now, he did an interview a couple of weeks ago, I think I want to say. Maybe sometime mid-December, somewhere around there. A little bit before Christmas. About how he is not ready. He is not physically ready yet. Or now, he didn't say that. Excuse me. He did not say that. How he doesn't have a trainer. They asked him. Ariel asked him, hey, who you're training with? What gym you're at? Oh, I bounce around. Who's your head trainer? I don't trust anybody. I don't have a head trainer. Boom, that's like red flag right there. Like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Like, so it almost seems like you're not training at this moment. You're not taking this serious. And then even in that interview, he even says, like, he didn't make it to the press conference. It's like, what do you mean you didn't make it to the press conference? What do you mean? Like, you're supposed to sell this fight. You're supposed to build this fight up. So it literally has shown from the very beginning that he was not interested in taking a fight with another YouTuber, another, I want to say personality, because KSI has had a few fights under his belt, but he is not necessarily a fighter just yet. He's getting there, but nonetheless, he's still backed out. I'm talking about Dillon Dannis. He still backed out and did not want to take on that fight. So it's just, it makes you really wonder, what do you want to do then? Or do you literally just want to be this guy that goes around and trolls everybody? This guy that goes to the other events and gets sucker punched by everybody? They get slapped by everybody? Because literally that's what he wants to do. He just wants to be this troll. The guy last MMA fight that he's had was under Bellator. He fought a couple of guys who were barely making their up and comings, and it was back in 2019. 2019. And that's saying, like, dude, what are you trying to do here? Like, really, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish here? Other than being this troll and being this person that just talks shit about everybody. He talks a lot regarding with Michael Bisping. He talks a lot now with Ariel Helwani. He just talks and talks and talks, but doesn't do anything to back it up. And this is why the MMA community is no longer taking him serious. They just see him as what I just said, a troll. They don't take him serious. They don't bring him in there and be like, hey, I can't wait for him to see this fight. I can't wait for him to do that fight. I can't wait for him to do that fight. His most notable appearance, and the only reason why we know him, was because he was the one that was helping Conor McGregor with his jiu-jitsu. And it's just, that was it. That was his 15 minutes of fame, and he's been trying to run with that ever since. And it's just like, no, I'm sorry, it's not going to work that way. You need to do something. Otherwise, yeah, this was almost like that last straw. That last little effort that anybody was trying to do. Because outside of this now, when it comes to promoting, it costs money. It costs money to do posters. It costs money to do publicity. It costs money to press conferences. It costs money for all this to get, to build up that fight. So you can sell tickets, so you can sell it on pay-per-view, so people could buy it. It costs money for all that to build. So when someone backs out from that, literally you're stealing. I don't want to say necessarily stealing, but you're literally stopping them from making the money that they already put in there. So now you got to ask yourself, do you think people are going to want to take a chance on Dillon Dannis again in order for him to get a return, in order for them to get a return on their money? Because like I said, the promoters that's what they do it for. They don't do it out of the kindness of the heart. They want to get that money back. They're going to put in millions and millions of dollars to sell this fight, hoping that they can get that millions and millions of dollars back plus more. Now, I don't see any other promoter that's going to be willing to gamble on Dillon Dannis. I don't see anybody that's going to want to do that. Because again, you just backed out of a perfectly good fight from a another YouTuber, not even a fighter. So now what is going to happen when it's time to actually take on an actual fighter? You know, it's like they're going to have to put him all the way on the bottom of that card of the prelims in Bellator. Of barely even putting in any kind of effort of saying like, oh yeah, well Dillon Dannis is on there too. Like, no, they don't want to mention his name whatsoever because they don't want to be affiliated if he just so happens to back out again. So it's just sad because, you know, I'm sure this guy had somewhat potential because I hear he's a really good Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or not Brazilian, but like jiu-jitsu. He has a really good, some highly decorated achievements within that community. But unfortunately, you got to be taken serious in the business. You know, people got to count on you. You know, if you say you're going to do something, they want to know if you do, you're going to go out there and you're going to do it. But if you're not going to go out there and do it, you're going to say it, and then when time comes, you back out the last minute. This isn't just like this ain't the schoolyard. This ain't after school fights. This ain't, you know, when you're out there with your friends and you almost get into a scuffle at a bar or something. No, people put in money to this. People actually take chances and take risks and get their TV spot ready and get the arena set up and get all that prepared. It all costs money, you know, more than just promoting, because they actually got to rent out the arena. They got to rent out the vendors. They got to rent out like the security. They got to get everything together. It costs us thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars to do so. So now when you got someone that's just saying, well, you know what? I didn't prepare for this. Then what were you trying to do? If you knew you were going to do that, then why did you even take this on in the first place? To get attention? Is that what you're trying to do? So you can get more and more attention. And that's sorry. That's not the game we play. That's not the MMA business. No one is going to take him serious. And from this point on, I don't see anybody taking him serious anymore. I do see that he needs to work his way back up. I do see that he needs to like start going out there and taking on these small fights. Maybe go back in the regional scene, showing that he is a little bit more serious. He actually is somewhat serious about doing this and trying to be a fighter instead of just this internet troll. No one's saying you can't stop talking crap. Everyone, you know, people make a great living. Chael Sonnen, Conor McGregor, Michael Bisping, they all talk crap, but they all backed it up. They all went in the cage. They all went in the ring, and they all went in there and did it. So if you want to be one of those trolls, that's fine. But go in there and actually back it up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think should happen to Dillon Dannis? Do you think we should just forget about him? Do you think maybe he should be in there for one fight just so someone can actually smash on him and, you know, make him pay for all that trash talk? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.